Hello, my name is Edwin, and I'll be talking about the media and representation of women in politics. And more specifically, I'll be going over the three obstructions in media towards women in politics and two powerful tools they can utilize to emphasize their voice through media. And in relations, when it comes to the sources and such, I will be providing them below in the discussion board. And the first obstruction I'll be naming is going to be nicknaming in association with overly masculine ethos. In the source provided, they were going over the misrepresentation of Harriet Harman and Theresa May during the 2010 United Kingdom government elections. Um, during the during the book, they were emphasizing that both candidates felt that they were both invisible and spotlighted for reasons other than their leadership skills, which is a slight sexism when it comes to the individuals of the United Kingdom government media. And the second portion I'll be talking about is the role model effect and associations with the women named below in the table. So the role model effect is going to be pretty much an anchoring for the first women in the political candidacy or position in a given country. As you can see, there is a provided amount of nicknames for them, but each ones were given the name Iron Lady, which is the terms of iron. Iron is going to be more of a masculine term, and the lady is going to be more of a feminine term. And you can see as well, I did put the pound symbol for a few of the names because they were used more of like a sick joke and like a derogatory term rather than a positive one. And it's just going to be the B word. Um, but the nicknames, they serve as coping mechanisms for dealing with the bothersome issues, such as sexuality, and it reflects the men's struggle to deal with an anxiety about the changing role of women. And again, some of them were some positive, but a good majority were negative because they're portrayed on social media as negative. The second obstruction I'll be naming is going to be gender stereotypes, and the source provided on the slide is going to be used towards Chile's first women president, which is Michelle Bachelet. And they were given a good amount of hypotheses based upon their actual story or the book, but I'll only be naming two. Starting with the first one, that newspapers were placing more emphasis on Bachelet's background. This would be items such as her gender, profession, family, or appearance. And hypothesis two said that newspapers also gave a different coverage to Bachelet's personal characteristics. This would be things as questioning her leadership skills and competency as compared to her male candidates. And unsurprisingly, both received evidence supporting the hypotheses, um, with a few things saying, such as analyzing the frames that were established for Bachelet's attributes. The coverage of her competency stands out as highly negative and portrayed in media, which is 54% negative versus 29% positive mentions. Okay. And the last obstruction I'll be naming in this presentation is going to be obvious slash subtle acts of sexism towards women in politics. And for this one, I'll be naming Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump during the 2016 elections. You may know Donald has a long history of inappropriate comment towards women that insists are merely locker room talk. But Hillary did use this to her advantage with the provided link below to the YouTube video of a presidency ad that she used during the 2016 election, indicating that women would look into the mirror, questioning if they would have wanted presidents, providing these provocative terms towards them, and they had Donald Trump saying, the given terms in the background. And the second one towards Hillary Clinton is going to be Hillary Clinton, grandmother in chief. And this is basically saying obstructions towards Hillary when her granddaughter was born. And there was two opposing views saying that this will not affect her candidacy. The second one was that Clinton might not want to spend time navigating the swamp of Washington, D.C., where she could just be at home enjoying a life with her family. And obviously, other candidates in her given profession are not um, given the same articles because due to their genders. I did name three obstructions, but I'll be naming two powerful tools that women in politics are able to utilize and able to project their voice towards more individuals. And for this, I'll be naming social media sites. During the source provided uh, advises that tweeting is able to project to millions of individuals with a benefits of the cost benefits analysis. Apologies. But the example that they used for this source was President Obama's nomination acceptance speech. While the speech was provided, while the speech was being delivered, over 50,000 Obama-related tweets were given per minute when this was happening. The second one is going to be framing, and framing is going to be in relation to the 2012 Romanian parliamentary elections with these three candidates. They were given shots of framing, kind of give like a visual framing theory that allowed them to control their own narrative in relation to the candidacies. Right? And the last slide I'll be talking about is personal advice as a campaign manager towards a woman running for a candidacy. The first one is going to be providing a solid social media basis. That's going to be the first item that supporters will be seeing when it comes to the social media, or even media in general. Second was being unreactive to negative criticism, just because media will be able to pretty much have a field day if you were to have a negative backlash when it comes to the negative criticism. The last one is be genuine. There's a reason why you'll be able to run for it. There's a reason why you're running for candidacy, and they provide the field. But that's pretty much my presentation, and have a nice day.